Anna, hello.
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 Hello from Berlin to Sfantu Gheorghe in Transylvania in Romania.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here with you. Willkommen. Ich freue mich, euch zu sehen.
Wow.
Hello, hello. We're really happy to see you.
Schön, dass du da bist. Genau. Anna, how has your life changed in the last 2-3 months? And are you working? Are you working on anything?
It was a really difficult period of time because we were shut down completely starting with March. That means that we couldn't have any kind of offline activity, so we had to move to online with everything that we do.
May I ask, sorry, can you describe the structure that you, what is the structure you're working on in? Just very basic for us who don't know. What is your structure?
We are a state theater, repertory theater, and we are financed by the city of St. George, so the local council and the city hall. We are working a lot on a fresh repertoire, so for us not to be able to keep on producing, it's a huge setback. But in the same time, we have our own team of hired actors, 13 actors that are part of our permanent acting team. So even though we are forced to work a lot in the online, that doesn't mean that our activity stopped. We only had to change. We had to make some strategical and development changes so that we can continue to exist in some other form. It was very hard because we weren't prepared for this kind of online activity. We had some very good performances, but the films that were done were not that quality because the purpose of a filmed performance is to show it to festivals, to all kind of other professionals, but this kind of film performances are not meant to be given out to the public because it's not that quality. And if we start to give out for free all kinds of performance images, that is going to be a huge problem when we are going to come back to work and we realize that our public is almost insignificant. And there is another very big problem. People will be afraid in the future also to come back in the theater halls. So now we are forced to be very inventive, to be very creative, and start to adapt all our needs to a new reality, because I don't think that the expression to get back to normal has any kind of meaning. There is no normal anymore. We have to accept that we are going through a very difficult period worldwide, and everything that we are going to do from now on is to adapt to a new kind of a reality. It's nothing is normal anymore. So maybe more than any time now, it's that particular moment when everybody has to stick together, put our heads together and find a solution to manage to survive these very difficult times and somehow find our own trip, our own way to adapt ourselves and our work and our creativity to this new reality.
Anna, can you describe us a bit of Sfantu Gheorghe? what kind of culture is there, and what kind of city, how big it is, and can you tell me about more of your public?
Sfantu Gheorghe, it's a wonderful city to live in, and it's very atypical according to other towns or even other countries, because it's a very small town. We have around 50,000 inhabitants, and for this small amount of people, it is a highly cultural town.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 4 theaters. We have folklore ensembles. We have a lot of concerts, cultural pubs. So it is a town where every single day, usually not when you're in quarantine, you have a lot of cultural activity, with which makes it ideal for families, for raising your kids. Besides that, it's extremely clean. It was voted one of the most cleanest cities in Romania. It is in the mountains, so not only that it is clean, but the air is very fresh, and we are surrounded by green forests, and usually it has a very good energy.
Wow. And I know that there living a lot of different minorities, right, in Sfantu Gheorghe?
It is a majority Hungarian region, and also the city is 80% Hungarian. Then there is obviously the Romanian percentage of it, and there is also a quite big number of Roma component.
And is there any governmental help for the theater?
It has been, we were sent out to paid leave, like that meant 75% of our income for working from home, or just to wait until other regulations are going to be on the table. And this was available until today. Today is a new period that starts, and that comes with new regulations, new procedures that we are learning as we go, because it's a lot of chaos. We don't know very well what we are supposed to do, or we know that we have to be very careful. We have to respect all the health issues that are imposed, because we definitely don't want to do no harm. So we really need to take care of everybody, our colleagues and everything. So for now, most definitely we won't have any kind of contact with the public. That is a next step that still has to wait. But we are trying to come up with solutions to start getting back people in a relationship with us, from online to offline. But first we want to make some exhibits, like costume exhibitions or old poster exhibitions that can be visited by 1 or 2 people at a time, and we don't have to take in bigger groups of people. And then slowly maybe we'll start playing behind of a transparent screen, so that the stage is totally protected, and the public doesn't have any kind of access to what comes from the stage.
Wow.
And even if that transparent screen will work, I am still prepared to start working on a very low capacity. I thought about letting for the beginning 10-20 people in, so that the space around them, it is still according to the legislation and to all health regulations. So it is very difficult, because everything that we have planned until today changed radically. Even the repertoire that we were supposed to start productions on, it is not possible anymore.
Can you give us some examples of the plays you were going to do?
Well, it is very hard, because we are still working on finding new texts, new plays, or even one of the solutions is to bring back to the public older plays that had a smaller number of actors in the distribution, because we have very, very good performances, but in the situation when our 14 actors on the stage, that is something that probably not even next year will be possible. So now we have to find those performances in 2-3 actors to be adapted. One of the other solutions that we were thinking on, if we have very, very powerful text related performances, to adapt the specific performance and to make reading performance out of it. So not to respect the scenography and everything, but to concentrate absolutely on the text, but on the presence of the actor at a specific distance between them.
Mm.
Interesting, yes. And now, because you tell about the Roma, I saw the piece of Potatoes and Men in the National Romanian Festival in Bucharest. And I'd liked it really a lot. And I wanted to ask you, what was the starting point for the piece?
The starting point was a very personal relationship between Radu Afrim and some of the families that he knew that went through this tragedy. And when we started working on this performance, we didn't want to make it a pitiful one. So this is not something that we want.
Can you tell us before, what is the piece about?
Yes, so this original screenplay is based on a tragedy. A truck in which were seated 22 Roma people was hit by a train, and 9 of them died, and all of them, the rest of them were badly hurt. This horrific accident happened in 2012. And it was treated very, very insignificantly by the media or the authorities. They received some help, limited one, but it was like nothing happened. It was like they weren't really important. And this is something what we really wanted to underline. If this kind of accident would have happened somewhere else for somebody else, probably it would have been a huge national tragedy, but because it was about them, it just faded away in time. And we know that we can't do very much, but at least we tried to respect and put in a very positive light the victims' memories, and also the memories of the families that lost a lot because of that accident. All the Roma colleagues are our friends, are our colleagues. The children that are playing in the performance, they are with us all the time. So we can't think in other terms. They are part of us and we are part of them. And then what we wanted to do was to present this tragedy, because it's a tragedy, somehow to make the whole country and maybe the whole world to acknowledge that this happened, and this is something that keeps happening. And the most sad problem in this is that usually people don't react.
Radu Afrim, the director, is one of the Romanian's star directors, right? Yes. And what makes his works really special? What do you think?
I love Radu very much, so that would be a very subjective type of opinion. I think he's a very, very talented person. He has a very special universe that it's his own, and it is so special that you can recognize it anywhere. It's visual, it's powerful, it's sometimes social, it has an impact. And it is that kind of work that you may like or you may hate, but it can never leave you without any kind of reaction. So for sure it does something to you. And I think that is one of the most important things in theater, to hit you in some way. We don't want necessarily to come and laugh and be happy. We need to be provoked. We need to think. We need to have a mirror in front of us and try to understand better the way the world is working.
Yes, I'm really, really happy that and hope we will see this piece über Menschen und Kartoffeln, das Brauamenshi Kartoff, in September in our theater in Tak on a little festival, RomAtak, and I'm looking forward that you finally could come with your company and we could see it here in Berlin.
We are very, very excited. We really want to come to Berlin, and it is a huge, huge experience because we have 5 Roma children that are coming with us because they play in this performance, and they are so excited. It is going to be the experience of a lifetime.
Oh, this is nice. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yesterday we emptied the whole space in the theater. It's big, you know, it's a large space. We emptied everything and put chairs to see how we can possibly comply with the regulations, but still get an audience in. And I think we found ways. So we think RomAtak will happen in September.
Yes, we make it happen.
This is the way we should go. We should make it happen.
Yes.
That's right. Anna, I have another question. As you say, the crisis is very much in the forefront of our minds. We want to work again. We want to create a new normal. But which other crises are there that may be forgotten now? Which other crises should we look at?
The most important one is the economical crisis, because everybody lost a lot during this isolation time, and money-wise, financially wise, we are in a deep, deep hole, which might totally stop our activity. So right now we are struggling to move forward with our salaries, and we try to improvise to readapt older performances, but we can't even speak about new productions or planning really for the future, because we don't know what the future will bring. The sanitary crisis, it's not over yet. It is just in a new phase. There are still people getting sick every single day, which means that if we are not very, very careful, all our efforts, all our struggles until now risk to be in vain, because in 2 weeks of carefulness, we might be back where we were in March. So there are a lot of questions and a lot of problems that we should really, really think about before acting.
And now things are changing, things are in the process of changing. Do you think there will be lasting changes to your work and to your life from this crisis, either negative or positive?
I think there are a lot of things that will change. I don't know if they necessarily will stay that way, but for sure I would like to concentrate on all the positive aspects and on all the things that we learned during this isolation time, not on the negatives one. I always like to say that we don't have problems, we have issues. A problem is very difficult to take on, but the issue is just a thing that needs a solution. So I'm much more oriented on finding solution than on crying about the problems. And during this isolation time, we had a lot of things to learn about. We got really, really close to our online public, which is a huge winning. And it is very important to think that we are now somehow worldwide. If you go out in online, your public, it's not these 100 to 200 people that can come inside your theater hall. Now you can address the whole world. But this comes also with huge responsibility. And that is why I'm coming back to what I said when I was started. We weren't prepared for that. because if you want to show to the world what you got, you have to do that with top of your means, with the top of your technical possibilities, and we didn't have that, so we weren't there yet. But this gives you time not to take your activity totally in online, because that means you have to renounce to be a theater anymore, and we are a theater. So theater on the screen, it is not theater. But that doesn't mean that we can't find the best solution to merge all these meaningful possibilities. So slowly we are starting to get back in halls with a smaller number of spectators, but in the same time we can continue our online activity, we can come up with innovative technical solutions, and somehow even those performances that were really liked during these isolation times, maybe they can benefit of a new filming. Maybe we can come up with better cutting solutions so that the public can see better some details in the actors playing, because it's not the same thing. And we took this even further on. We are trying to film our performances with 360 cameras and to give them out with VR cams that are compatible to smartphones, because that way somehow we unite the technological possibilities to what theater means. And theater means you have to be there, you have to be in the middle of things, you have to see the actors. Right now this is the closest possibility to theater. We will miss the smell and the taste, because that's something that the augmented and virtual reality won't be able to give us. But still, I think from a technical point of view, it is still the closest thing to less of a compromise than what we had until now.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, zooming out from your theater reality, can you give us a quick impression of what is the relationship of the Romanian population with the government? Was the government clear? Was it helpful? Did the population agree, disagree? How was it?
It is very hard. It is very hard to give an opinion, because I see around me that people are starting to get very tired. They were informed. I can't say that they weren't constantly informed. I wouldn't want to comment on the quality of the information or on the how true or not the information can be, because I don't have any facts to support my opinions. So all I can say, there are laws. Laws have to be respected 100% by everyone. So that's the situation. You might like it, you might not, but you have to respect them. So all that we can do right now is to see exactly what are the laws in action right now, and to see how we can adapt our everyday lives, our personal, our professional lives, so that we can still evolve, so that we can still develop, but respecting the imposed legislation.
I know that in Romania you need a paper to go out, right? The lockdown is a bit harder.
Since this morning, no.
No, okay. So since this morning, everyone can go out on the street without a paper. Yay. Also the old people, because I know about my uncle, he told me I'm allowed to go out only between 10 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, and then it's over. I can't go shopping anymore. And also this now it's gone, right?
Yes. So this was the situation until midnight yesterday. So starting this morning, we don't need papers inside the cities anymore, none of us. But we still have to verbally present our arguments for where we are going and why. So if somebody stops you on the street, you have to say, I have a Zoom meeting and I have to take it 3 meters from my house. Or and we still need a paper if we want to leave the city. So if we have any kind of problems in another town, then yes, the paper still has to exist.
And is there a reason why they could say, no, you're not allowed? So do it have to be for work, or do you can say, I want to only go for a walk?
Yes, now you can say you can only go for a walk. So I think they can say no only if they see something awkward about you. If you have some symptoms, if you look sick,
Okay.
if you are suspicious in some kind of way, but otherwise, no, I think it's a little bit more relaxed, the situation.
And is there a lot of police on the street? How can I imagine? Because you say the people, they can ask you, stop you, so there's not everywhere police or military.
It's absolutely decent. So there are some police cars that are going around the city, but it's not a very huge amount of policemen around us. And the city is still pretty dead, so there are only very few people on the streets.
And you left your house to speak to us. Tell us, where have you taken us? What is behind you?
Behind me is a bus, a very old and broken bus that was painted by some scenography students, and inside it we have a mobile library. So this is the terrace of our theater, and when people usually come and sit and drink some coffees on the terrace, they can get any kind of books from our mobile library bus and enjoy themselves.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and Anna, finally, I would like to ask you, what is a word or an idea or a phrase or a song, anything that keeps you going at the moment? What would you share with us that helps you through these very different times?
Well, all my strength comes from my family. When I feel like I'm down and I can't take it anymore, I'm just going home, take my children in my arms, and they just give me all the energies to move on. But except that, I listen to a lot of music. That is something that makes very good soul healing. And we made a clip, 51 artists from Sfantu Gheorghe from St. George. They are all artists that were born or live as we speak in our city. And a composer wrote a very nice song, and we translated the text from Hungarian to Romanian, and we did this common song.
Négy fal között csendesen mélázunk tűnő terveket. Talán a mából sosem elég, a holnap messze még.
And it's really impressive to see 51 people singing the same thing. That is something that sometimes even once a day I put and listen, because it gives me hope that life can be better again.
Nu mă întreba ce fac la afară, m-aș bucura de soarele de afară. Trezește-te și fără frică trăiește, fericirea te găsește. Nu mă întreba ce fac la afară, m-aș bucura de soarele de afară. Trezește-te și fără frică trăiește, fericirea te găsește. Minutele se rostogolesc, în curând imaginea-i clară și
Anna, it was a great pleasure for both of us to meet you, and
thank you very much.
And we're looking forward to September in the new time, hopefully, to welcome you and all the crew. It's a large crew, I understand, 19 people, right?
Yes.
To welcome you in our courtyard and theater and all the big spaces we have, in order to comply, but in order to tell the story.
Thank you very much for staying with us, talking with us. And yes, how Lydia said, we are really, really happy to see you in September, hopefully with this great piece, Despre oameni și cartofi. I want to make publicity for it. It's great. And I'm really happy to see it in autumn.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It was a real pleasure to talk to you two. Hang on there. It's going to be much better. Hope you'll have a very nice and sunny summer. And in September, hopefully everything of this period will be just a bad memory, and we will be able to kiss and hug and enjoy our time together.
Will be great. Thank you.
We'll stay in contact.
Thanks.
All the best to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.